Camden is 50 years old, Camden Art Centre is 50 years old, and since they have opened up their archives, which contain 50 years of history, we thought it would be very relevant to dig out all the women that have passed through the centre and to celebrate women, especially in Camden over the last 50 years. The Ladies of the Press has always looked at radical press as an inspiration, making zines live and on site with as little technology as possible and making them available to as many people as possible.
We're like a little machine, you know, Anna does the assembling of information and people, I do the assembling of, you know, the typography and the printouts.
The archive itself is very male dominated, so it's really, really important to highlight women who have made a difference to other people, even if they are not famous. And hopefully things will change in the future. There will be more equality in the arts.
The Hospital Club have been hosting a series of films in celebration of Camden being 50 years old, and it seemed like an ideal opportunity to show the huge variety of locations that are available in the borough and the huge variety of films that have used Camden as a basis.
I think it's terribly important that culture should be free, should be available, and as part of Camden's cultural outreach, I think it's absolutely brilliant. Really good job.
It was lovely. As soon as I walked in, everyone was really friendly. Bean bags, comfy chairs, popcorn even, and to have so many movies made around this area, it was a real privilege to be here.
Restage takes its inspiration from the legacy of radical or alternative theatre, which has its roots here in Camden. In 1968, the Theatres Act meant that scripts weren't censored by the state. The period that followed saw theatres aimed at previously marginalised groups, feminist groups, black and Asian theatre, gay and lesbian theatre or disability theatre, and all of these objects are the props, costumes or backdrops which have been reimagined from archival images of specific companies that were working in Camden in the 1970s. The Swiss Cottage Library plays a really important role in its community. To see people interacting with the work and when it's activated by a photographer really gives it that energy or that sense of action or protest. A group of writers and actors from RADA came to make a piece of work based on some of the original scripts.
Don't touch it! What are you doing?
Daniel Kelly came to do some readings from Saffron Avenue.
The strike was a success.
Cindy Oswin came to do a lecture performance called On the Fringe, which ends up with her covered in spaghetti.
This show was a complete sellout at the festival.
Bernard Kops came to recite some poetry.
My own private bomb, my shalom bomb.
Walking tours are the best way to explore the city. They encourage people to look at the borough and look at what they're seeing in a totally different light. We had a lovely crowd of people turn up. They were very interested in radical theatre, but also interested in Camden. We wanted to show people the way that the area had been transformed. And of course the reason that radical theatre originated in Camden was because there was lots of underrepresented social groups who were striving to say something and using theatre as their method of communicating with these communities. And our lively and interesting and worldwide renowned theatre in London owes those radical theatre people a huge legacy.
There's a hidden history, that's what it sort of felt. I really appreciate the places I was shown today.
So Camden Encounters is a series of meetings with people who live or work in Camden and who have memories that go back over the last 50 years. And the idea is that I'm trying to see whether the traces of the memory that have been described are somehow visible in the space. Collectively, it then forms a portrait of Camden seen through the eyes and the memories that are stuck to specific areas. With your phone, you could stand on that location and then hear the voice of somebody also standing in that location, describing something that happened in that location at a different time as well.
RADA is presenting the Humanities in Ampthill Park and in Fellows Road. We thought we should take the first instance of Western drama where the dramatist discusses a shift from barbarism into a society ruled by law and respect for the human being. Like theatre, architecture is subversive as well. So it is extraordinary that we should be taking a play written 2,500 years ago, dealing with respect for human life through areas which were created to take care of families.
The performance itself was brilliant.
Theatre can really be performed anywhere. People were enjoying it around the flats. People were like coming out and watching.
I love it.
Yeah, it's like theatre for the people.
It's nice to see it break out into residential areas. I'm sure there are hundreds and thousands of spaces just like this all around London that the same magic could happen within.
We're Walls on Walls and we're an audio-visual collaboration. The project works with communities to create an audio-visual installation site-specific to where they live.
And the whole process is collaborative, so people all the way through are looking at old walls, taking inspiration from them and projecting that onto a new wall. It's a fairly innovative way of looking at the surroundings that we live in. And it's a really democratic approach to producing artwork.
There's a real sense of civic pride and identity in Camden, and anything that increases that is a good thing.
We've been painting this big wall over here. We did some of the painting like with sponges and rollers. It was really fun.
The children talk about why they like the area, and the older people talk about the changes they've seen. So it's something to be really, really treasured.
I feel really proud to be part of it, and I hope this stays for a long time.